It's been quiet all day at the baseball talks. The players and the owners, coming in and out of a series of meetings, one this morning, one this evening, have said almost nothing. They haven't even yelled at each other. That is always a certain sign that they're getting serious in the negotiations, and a source close to and familiar with what went on in the negotiations in New York tonight has told me that there has in fact been a new proposal by the players that moves the issue of the luxury tax much closer to where the owners want it to be, and that will not yet be officially acknowledged, which is bringing us then to the predictions for the future, which we have helped you along with by presenting them in a kind of graphic form. That was a nice subtle cue.
Olbermann predicts.
Olbermann predicts, nice picture, tomorrow. There will not, again, be very little officially said. There may not even be a lot of meetings because the players will officially have proposed a closer luxury tax proposal, and also the owners will be too busy sitting at their desks getting called by bankers, advertisers, and television executives who will be screaming at them saying, what do you mean it's 24 hours or 36 hours to a strike? We have all this money invested in you. Stay on the field. So that's what they'll be getting tomorrow. Now, how well they get that, we move to Thursday. How well they get that message affects what happens on Thursday. The owners will come back with their own luxury tax proposal. If the owners are really scared by what the banks and the TV networks say to them, the proposal will be good enough for the players to accept it on the spot, and there will be no seasonal interruption. We should know by 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, the union has to let know its members. They have to know whether or not to travel to Friday's ball games. So you hear a deadline of after the games Thursdays. In fact, it's early Thursday night. We'll know. And if that proposal is not good enough for the players, the strike will have begun late Thursday night. And over the weekend, while negotiations will continue over the back channels, it's Labor Day. Nobody will officially be negotiating, and this is something that they really haven't anticipated. They've never been in that kind of situation before. So very little will get done until the beginning of next week. Next Tuesday, the banks will no longer be yelling at the owners. They'll be talking quietly to them the way that Richard Burton talked in the movie 1984 to John Hurt just before he strapped the rat cage on his head. That'll be Tuesday. On Wednesday, if it's still going on, the New York Yankees, who had retained David Boies, the attorney who was a veteran of the Clinton litigation and the Microsoft case, they will probably make some sort of hint one way or the other about a lawsuit against Commissioner Bud Selig and baseball because the luxury tax would be too severe against the Yankees. Those kind of pressures will mount towards Thursday. There'll also be some rain on Thursday. I just wanted to drop that in there.
Wow, you can predict that well?
Yeah, well, it's all coming to me completely. The hardline owners' last stand is essentially Thursday, and then late Friday of next week, if there has been a strike, that is when it will end. The owners will accept the players' best offer on the table, and both sides will say, as they announce it on Saturday, that play will resume on Monday, that they're doing this because they're cognizant of the importance of the anniversary of September 11th. Of course, that will have nothing to do with the solution. The end result, we go back to the field if there has indeed been a strike on Monday, September 9th, and those will be your total losses for a 10-day strike, $120 million for the players and the owners, $170 million. Obviously, there's a lot of variables affecting the legitimacy of these news analyses, we'd like to call them, instead of forecasts, but it sounds better when you say forecasts.
So if you had to predict, going to be a strike?
I just changed based on this information today. It was a 50-50 bet one way or the other, and it's been that way for a long time. Because of the quiet today, because of what the players have done off the record tonight, it's probably 60-40 against a strike, but of course that could just swing back the other way within 24 hours. But it looks a little better than it did 24 hours ago.
All right. And you did all that without a Swami hat. We appreciate it.
It doesn't. I don't have a very big head. They don't have the Swami hat that fits.
We'll search out one. Thanks very much,
kindly.